Right, buddy, this is the latest news. We'll be talking about Joshua Zirkzee potential exit. We'll be talking about HOJLUND and also Jadon Sancho as well. And also there's been some updates on Belabours and alternatives on that as well, which we will, of course, discuss, as well as some things on the goalkeeper situation. But let's start off by talking about the Jadon Sancho situation. Now, Jadon Sancho's agent also informed AS Roma of the decision to not accept the proposal. Sancho wants to consider other clubs' proposals, and AS Roma will now look at different options. Manchester United hope similar proposals to follow around 20 million, as that is what they are willing to accept. More on Jadon Sancho. Besiktas called 2 weeks ago to ask for deal conditions, but since then no fresh contacts took place. Besiktas willing to match Manchester United's asking price, but Sancho is not willing to accept a move to Turkey. It can be an option only later on, with Turkish market closing on the 12th of September. So, listen, on the Sancho situation, he's playing he wants to stay at Manchester United. At this rate, I mean, the amount of transfer he's had offered and he just hasn't accepted them. I think with Sancho, it's the wage for him. I mean, you always have to remember he is only 25. Like, what does he want to get out of his career? Because he's 25 now. He's not going to play for Manchester United. He's been one of those players who gets frozen out. Obviously, Amorim said if they don't get the required price from them, they will integrate them back into the team. But again, he doesn't want to do that. I think Sancho, again, is the wage that he wants. He wants a high wage. He knows next summer he can go for free and get a huge wage and a huge sell-on. A huge signing on bonus, and he knows that. I think with Sancho, I would be interested to just see what his ambitions are, because does he want to play football? Because if he does, he'd have so many options: Juventus, Fenerbahce, Napoli. I've already said Juventus. There's so many clubs interested in signing him, but he just hasn't. Roma now as well. He's just refused a proposal, so it is very interesting. More than anything, I want Sancho to go, and if you can get 20 mil for him, that'd be absolutely unreal, because that is some serious money for Manchester United that we can generate. It'd be a nice bit of money to get for Sancho, and we can save a lot of money on wages and also spend that money on other players. But that's the latest on Sancho. He has turned down the proposal from Roma, and he wants to stay at Manchester United at the moment, it looks like. He doesn't want to stay at Manchester United, but he's willing to kind of wait out to kind of see what does develop. But that is the latest on Sancho. It's an intriguing situation, because surely he would have been left. He would have left by now. United have got, what, 12 days, just over 12 days to kind of find a solution for Jadon Sancho. And what that solution will be, I'm not 100% sure. Hopefully it is a sale. But again, it's looking likely, as the later the window goes, it will be a loan with the obligation to buy. Now the next thing, Zirkzee. Joshua Zirkzee, Antonio Conte's favourite striker to sign following the Romelu Lukaku injury. Conte specifically asked the Napoli board for Zirkzee because of his versatility to play multiple positions. Napoli have direct contact with Manchester United today following Lukaku's injuries, as he'll be out for more than 3 months. Napoli asked for a loan deal. Conditions was HOJLUND. Manchester United want to keep Zirkzee. No talks despite links today. Clear plan by Ruben Amorim. So this also then came in from Ben Jacobs and Alex Crook. They've been very, very good this summer. Napoli considering a move for HOJLUND in the light of Lukaku's injury. Manchester United want HOJLUND to depart. 40 million asking price, but they could entertain a loan under the right conditions despite their preference to sell. Again, Zirkzee is not for sale. He wants to stay. So, listen, on that, HOJLUND going to Napoli. I mean, he'd be linking up with Manchester United ex-teammate McTominay. I think it'd be a decent move for him. I think they're a club certainly in need of a striker now. Lukaku's been injured. Again, a loan move, again, would not be beneficial. You have to look at getting a permanent. I think a permanent is something that makes a lot of sense, especially for HOJLUND. He's not going to be guaranteed playing time. And again, I do kind of feel bad for HOJLUND, because he's a player who, again, hasn't kind of, compared to a Sancho or have any problems with the club. He's putting 100% in. He's just not good enough. And I think the only way for Amorim to kind of show his intentions that he wants to sell him is to leave him out of the squad. And again, I think that's what he's done. And I think the sale from HOJLUND will be coming very, very soon, hopefully. And then that gives us some money. Hopefully we can go and sign a midfielder. But at the moment, HOJLUND has been linked with the move to Napoli. I think it'd be a good move for him. Serie A seems his most likely destination with AC Milan. And obviously now Napoli being interested, I think it'd be a great move for him. I think they just won the Serie A as well. And again, he'll be learning under some top players, top manager in Conte. So let's see what happens there. Now, Inter Milan are interested in re-signing Onana. Inter chiefs believe he'd be open-minded to return. The fact that that's coming from the kind of Sun is kind of taken with a pinch of salt. This came in from Jamie Jackson from The Guardian. Manchester United unlikely as it stands to sign a new goalkeeper. This is what Laurie Whitwell said. He said, "I've been told all along our goalkeeper would only be dependent on Andre Onana's future, and there's been no indication that he would depart this window. They made a loan bid for Martinez, which indicates they are not wholly satisfied with the goalkeeper department, but not to the degree where they spend 30 million. The Donnarumma stuff, that's not one they're going to pursue. Their caveats, you may never know what's going to happen in the market, but I don't see any great appetite to pursue the position now because they've got money elsewhere on the goals, which was on the point they need to address." So this is on the goalkeeper situation. Again, it depends on whether Onana is going to go, which I don't think he will. Amorim has said he's happy with the keepers that he has at Manchester United at the moment. And again, which I don't think he is. But again, I think Amorim's kind of realised now, if we're going to sign someone in the remaining days, it has to be a midfielder. On the goalkeeper, again, I'm not entirely confident in any of Altay, Bayindir and Onana. But again, we're going to have to go into the season with one of them, and I think it probably will be Onana. I think that makes a lot of sense to kind of go with Onana. But again, neither of them fill us with confidence. And again, I don't think we will sign a keeper. I think Onana and Bayindir are both going to stay. And we're going to continue the season with them, which again, and then next summer we'll probably go out and sign a brand new first choice. But again, what the likelihood of happening is, if anything is going to happen with the goalkeeper, you'd probably sell Bayindir and bring in a second choice. But again, I don't think that's going to happen. Now, last thing, I want to talk about the midfield, Baleba stuff. Now, I wouldn't rule out, this is what Laurie Whitwell said, I'm signing a midfielder, but I wouldn't rule it out, but I got the feeling that Baleba was the one they were going to try and do. I don't know if they're going for an alternative. So again, Baleba is the one that they want, and I think signing another midfielder does kind of jeopardise our potential of going after him next summer. So you could see a thing where United like I said earlier, don't sign anyone because we want to get in the midfield. We want to get Baleba next summer, and I think if you sign someone now, it kind of limits our fact of doing that. But again, next summer as well, there's no guarantee there'll be top clubs interested in signing him. Now, this is what Laurie Whitwell has also said on if Manchester United will pursue an alternative midfielder with the Baleba deal off. He said it's getting a bit of traction. I think Wharton being discussed to a degree. HOJLUND is also someone that's been mentioned. I wonder if they just wait until next summer. I wouldn't say that categorically, because clearly the midfield is one that they've looked at, an athletic, dynamic one. I wouldn't rule that out, but he said he got a feeling that we're waiting next summer for Baleba. So listen, I want a midfielder. I think we need one more than anything. Again, we've seen yesterday with Ugarte and Casemiro, they're just not good enough. And we don't really have anyone defensive-minded enough who can do that job. Again, ideally, I would want a midfielder, but do I think United are going to get one? No, I don't, if I'm being completely honest. But again, I think United will make one more signing before now, towards the end of the window. Who's that going to be? We'll have to wait and see. So that's been the latest updates. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts on Xerxes, Sancho, goalkeeper situation, midfield. And yeah, we'll be back. Thanks for watching. Peace.